Hey, what's good? Welcome to the trade recap.
She saying, girl, you the best I had. Leaning up too fast. I don't wanna fuck your charm pills. That's how there it was. I don't wanna fuck your charm. Packed in the back of the backseat.
What's up, Discordians? Welcome to the trade recap. Just want to go over this for Friday. This was a day where we ended up around, I think, 11 points in profit on the day on ES, which I think equivalated to around 60 points on NQ, which would have been a little bit nicer to catch, but can't complain about this. But definitely want to go over this for you guys real quick. When I started doing these more, just kind of showing you guys what my entries look like, how I'm looking, how I'm trading. Okay, both trades we took here were longs. I'm going to delete this one after we go over this one just because this was a pretty quick one. Kind of gets in the way of the next one, but very clear lesson that I want you guys to take away from this. Okay, so clear trend, okay? This is the 15-minute time frame. Took both my trades, I believe, off the 15-minute time frame today, and that's kind of what I've been doing on ES. I definitely been going for more higher time frame setups just because it's a little bit slower, but you can definitely catch bigger long-term moves on ES. Mindset right here was playing long, as we can understand that why we have these huge buys. I think there was some news that came out around 8:30 that pushed the sentiment even higher, giving us very strong indication to play buys. Very clear, very easy to understand that, correct? Yes, okay, boom. So now once we have that, we're looking for retracements. Just like I like to look on the shorter time frames, looking for retracements. So we don't want to buy up here because we understand that this can be a little bit of chasing. We're chasing longs right up here. That's why I feel like that's a little bit of a stretch to do. And maybe big time frame, you would have caught some points on that, but not ideally. I want to get some value. So we were looking for pullbacks. We're looking for pullbacks, for sells to come in, waiting for buys to establish themselves and push us even higher potentially. And that's what we looked for right here. We took longs on this candle. I'm going to move it out of the way just so you can see this. I'm not the biggest doji guy ever. I don't think dojis are everything, but in a scenario like this, we did see a nice buy up, selling off, holding this low, establishing some sort of buys and forming a doji. And if you guys don't know what a doji is, it is this candle right here. It just basically means a change in direction more than anything. It very clearly shows that there is supposed to be a reversal incoming. And when we have a red candle followed by a doji that does close green, for me, it gave me enough of a shot at it to take longs with how bullish we have been. I just kind of understood that I wasn't looking for a giant retracement just because with how bullish we have been, I wasn't thinking there was going to be enough time. You guys know what I'm talking about, where sometimes price is moving so clearly in one direction, you can't even get retracements. So I did kind of chase right here. I'm not going to lie, but I will defend myself at this point and say it was still a decent entry. The biggest takeaway from this for me is there wasn't enough of a bullish sentiment from this to get in. And what I mean by that is just like I would have liked to see this candle maybe close around here or something, show me more proof that there are buyers here rather than just forming a doji. And you guys see I did unfortunately get stopped out of that for 10 points, but right here, this was one that was questionable, and it was technically a little bit of a break of my rules. But let me tell you guys why I got into this. Even though technically, according to how I like to trade, I like to see a nice push up, I like to see retracement, and I like to see closes after we reject off of the EMA. And the problem here is you guys see we didn't close above the EMA. It was very close, but we didn't. And that kind of would be a break of my rules. But the problem was here, I'm not even lying with you guys. This was the 10 o'clock candle, and there wasn't any news, but you guys know around 10 o'clock, usually there's some news releases, big volume. I didn't want to be on the wrong side of that. So what I did was I waited until like 1 second until the candle closed, and I got in. So I got in like 1 second before this candle closed, and it was above the EMA. And then right when it closed below, of course. And at that point, it started to pop up a little bit. I was just like, you know what? Fuck it. So that was definitely a little bit of a break of my rules, but still a really good setup. Again, if I was looking at this without EMAs, I would still see, okay, look, we have giant uptrend. We're seeing sells. We're seeing buys as well during this sell-off, so that does show that buyers are still trying to hold this up. We're seeing sells. A little bit of a reversal here, continuation of sells, but we need to see this really nice bottom wick here. I love chasing bottom wicks. I love chasing retracements, and we can get them, and that's what we got here regardless of the EMA close. So it's still, from a technical standpoint, a really good entry. Jumped in there, stop loss there, TP at the high. It actually ended up being 23 points in profit, but once we got to this point, I started to see some sells come in, and I just closed out. And we actually did fall off pretty low right after I got out and then came back up. So I'm not too upset about that. Caught 20 points in that. Caught us being down 10 at this point to up 10. Pretty good reversal. I was up like $600 from it, just called it, whatever, moved on. Wasn't to anything, nothing crazy, but really good trades, really happy with it. Hope you guys took them. Saw a lot of people made some bread this week, so good to see. Hope you guys are doing good. Love you guys so much. I will see you guys probably Monday.